So these are the new AirPods 4 with ANC, and I got to spend a little bit of time with them, and I think I can confidently say that these might be my new favorite pair of AirPods. Now, there are two new versions this year. One pair of AirPods 4 for $129, featuring the H2 chip, this slight redesign, a smaller case, and more features. But the one that I got to test out was the $179 version that offers all of those features and ANC and transparency, along with wireless charging and a speaker for Find My. Now, before we get into this ANC stuff, let's talk about how good the H2 chip is, because I was swapping between my AirPods 3 and the AirPods 4, and man, there's a pretty noticeable difference in sound quality with the AirPods 4 and the H2 chip. They sound far more robust, and there's just more of that deeper, fuller sound. A lot more low end, but without it being overbearing. I think in terms of just raw sound quality, they are pretty much on par with the Pros in my opinion, which makes sense considering they share that same chip for audio processing. I am very impressed overall with the improvements in sound quality, and again, that audio processing that the H2 chip is capable of is just really good. It's well worth the price of admission here. Now, if you're someone who struggles with in-ear fit and comfort with AirPods 3, then the AirPods 4, unfortunately, I'm here to tell you, it just isn't going to make things that much better. There is a little bit of a redesign, so it might be worth buying and trying out, but I don't know that these small tweaks are going to help. It's always been something that fits me pretty well, so I don't know that I can make a full, declaration that these are going to fit everyone else. I'm fortunate enough, again, that my ears can hold these AirPods in. I do find them more comfortable for long daily use, unlike the Pros, because those get shoved all the way inside your ear. So I do really like these standard AirPods. So if you can't wear these standard AirPods, you can still get the Pros. Those are going to be just fine. But if you can make these work, you'll be happy with the sound quality improvements. And again, the inclusion of ANC is huge. Now, obviously, this isn't going to have ANC as good as the Pros because, again, fit has a lot to do with sound isolation. When it's being jammed way further into your ear canal, it's going to help isolate the sound. But I do think the AirPods 4 do a pretty good job with giving you a little bit more of that isolation when it comes to loud, distracting noises around you. There's a noticeable difference when you toggle between ANC off and ANC on without music, but then once you add in music, it really obviously just drowns everything else out quite well compared to the standard AirPods 3. So for those long trips where you really just need a little bit of noise isolation, really for any scenario, I think these new AirPods 4 can be a fantastic option. I think on a plane or incredibly loud environments with constant noise, the AirPods Pro will probably still be king there. I haven't tested that out, but I just feel like that's where it's going to be. But yeah, I really dig these new AirPods 4. There are a couple of weird things to note though. For one, the standard version of the AirPods 4, the one that's $129, has no wireless charging capabilities for the case, which is strange because that was a thing on the AirPods 3, and now you have to upgrade to the $179 version with ANC to get wireless charging, but it's not MagSafe. It will charge on a MagSafe dock, but it will not magnetically attach to it. It's probably because they couldn't fit the magnets in here with such a reduced case. And maybe there was no room, not entirely sure. I'm not an engineer, that's just my guess. There's also no more button on the back for pairing. Instead, that's been moved to a touch area by the LED light on the front. That's not a huge deal because most people are using this with an Apple product and you have kind of that seamless connection. But if you're taking it to a device that's not Apple related and you need to pair, you're gonna have to mess around with a touch capacitive area on the front of the case. And you might not know how to do that. The speaker grill at the bottom is again mentioned for the audio alert that you get when using Find My for the AirPods. And this is a really useful feature to have, especially if you lose your AirPods and you might have a general idea, but that extra noise chime will really, really help. Also at the bottom, we have USB-C instead of Lightning for charging, which is really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it here. If you're someone out there wondering what's the best one to get of the two AirPods 4, I would personally say that you're going to be paying an extra $50 for ANC, transparency, and adaptive audio, as well as wireless charging and Find My capabilities in the case. And I think personally, all of that is worth the additional $50. But if you don't care, then you'll be happy to know that the $129 model are just fantastic for the price, especially compared to other competitors out there in that lower price point. But of course, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Have you picked one up? Are you thinking about it? What are you upgrading from? Go ahead and let me know down in those comments. This has been Noah with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.